Hamas has reached a new disgusting low. The terrorist organisation were captured parading the casket of an unidentified hostage in front of crowds of people with blaring music before handing it over to the Red Cross.
جايين من العز الولد يا
The identity of the body in the casket has not been revealed. However, it is not the body of young mother Shiri Bibas, who was promised to be returned by Hamas. The IDF are calling this a serious violation of the terms of the ceasefire deal by Hamas. Online commentators have exploded with rage after seeing the heartbreaking footage. Nikki Haley slammed Hamas, saying, "If you want to know why I say finish them when it comes to Hamas, this is why. Terrorists are turning the knife, prancing around with the dead bodies of a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, while a crowd of Gazans cheer them on. It's sick beyond measure. God rest their sweet souls. May their memory be a blessing." This commentator agreed, saying, "When the devil tells you who he is, believe him. Not a single one of these monsters or their baying crowd of fanatical supporters should be allowed within 1,000 miles of the UK. Hamas must be obliterated from the face of the earth." Hamas have made their casket handovers to the Red Cross into a sick ritual, bringing hundreds of Palestinians along to ogle at the spectacle. Sky News host Andrew Bolt unleashed on the terror group, calling them monsters.
Hamas terrorists finally releasing the bodies of 4 Jews they kidnapped from Israel 16 months ago and killed or had died on them. 3 are of the Bibas family, mother and her 2 boys, one a baby, and a great-grandfather, Oded Lifshitz. Well, the absolute barbaric little ritual there. They held up a sign, Hamas did, blaming Netanyahu for killing them all. I mean, seriously, it wasn't Netanyahu that decided to kidnap, hold hostage and stick in tunnels for a year or more the babies and their mother. What animals would do that and not tell Israel that they had died and let the families suffer in uncertainty and grief and fear and panic for all these months? And now, look at them. Look at those monsters. Look how well fed they are too. All this talk about Israel using starvation as a weapon of war. Look at those well-fed monsters. Dragging these bodies like trophies, and also to exchange for dozens and dozens of Palestinians that Israel's been holding in jail, many of them sentenced for murders. They're murderers being released in exchange for the bodies of a baby and a 4-year-old and their mother. I mean, how depraved are these people? And we have still protesters in our streets marching in support of these animals. This should be a moment of clarity again. This is a war of civilization against a death cult. And I think watching this today, this ceremony that you just saw, I think Israel will be resolved to resume this war as soon as it's got what remaining hostages it thinks it can get free from Hamas. You wait.
And this isn't the first time Hamas have put on this barbaric display. The terror group have made it their ritual to cause as much pain as possible for the Jews. And after this barbaric display, sympathy for the plight of Palestinians is waning, with many opening their eyes to the true cruelty of Hamas and their supporters.
Those barbarians cheered. They celebrated the fact that Hamas murdered Jewish babies. And look at this. They came out to line the streets to watch those coffins go by, celebrating again. Fathers took their own children in their arms to gleefully watch as dead Jewish children were returned to Israel.